Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This time we're going to be reacting to another SCP-2119, transmitting Parasite, who used to be an Euclid SCP, who apparently has been just transitioned to Keter. To continue, like, from last video that we made on SCP, basically the Not Dear SCP, where I originally said that the SCP was actually a parasite or something similar. In this, which wasn't confirmed at the end, we just have theories. But it seems like there is another SCP, or there is another SCP on the Volgun YouTube channel, quite recent one. That's apparently just my idea that I got from the previous video, a transmitting parasite. So yeah, I don't know anything about it. Let's jump right into it. Transmitting Parasite.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Ew.
My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at...
That looks more like a bug than a parasite. Ew, it even looks like a cockroach.
Today
no, hell no.
Is SCP-2119. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. To date, containment of SCP-2119 is not a viable possibility.
Ooh.
However, all Foundation facilities are to monitor radio frequency 514.1875 MHz for SCP-2119 transmissions.
An SCP,
if discovered,
an SCP who uses radio frequencies to talk? Okay.
Mobile Task Force Epsilon 734 Vanishing Act shall be dispatched to collect and contain individuals broadcasting the signal. In cases in which containment would draw unacceptable levels of attention to Foundation activities, targets will be monitored until such time that containment is possible. Persons found to be broadcasting SCP-2119 transmissions are to be remanded to a quarantine facility. Agents are permitted to use tranquilizing darts and non-lethal ballistics on non-compliant Foundation staff infected with SCP-2119. Any persons broadcasting SCP-2119 transmissions are to be handled only by personnel wearing Level 3 hazardous material suits.
Damn.
Specimens of SCP-2119, unless engaged in testing procedures, are to be stored individually in hermetically sealed containers of RF-shielded glass with an attenuation coefficient of 1.1 or higher for radio waves with a frequency of 514.1.
Yeah, that's just like a mute, even worse version of a cockroach. I fucking hate them, even in my Fallout 3 series that I had, which I stopped playing because basically, I don't know, I just stopped wanting to play it. I was not scared of anything but the red roaches. And saying scared is more like I'm absolutely disgusted by their presence. I hate them.
1875 MHz. All testing shall be conducted in hermetically sealed chambers composed of steel-reinforced concrete walls to guarantee complete radio wave absorption of SCP-2119 transmissions. All personnel handling specimens of SCP-2119 are required to wear Level 3 hazardous material suits. Description: SCP-2119 is a parasitic organism that embeds itself in the human corpus callosum. Specimens range from 5 to 15 millimeters in length, are gray in color, and possess a segmented body, 6 multi-jointed legs, and antennae-like protrusions from the head and abdomen.
Disgusting.
On the underside of each specimen are 6 barbed hooks that it uses to attach itself to its host's brain. Instances of SCP-2119 contain both organic material, 97% biologically identical to Gryllus rubens, southeastern field cricket, and technological elements including silicon components of an unknown nature and platinum wiring. As such, researchers conclude that entities are most likely manufactured.
Yeah.
Instances are capable of problem-solving abilities that allow it to pursue a potential host while evading detection. When in the vicinity of SCP-2119, Human beings not wearing level 3 hazardous material suits will begin to show marked drowsiness after 3 to 8 minutes of exposure,
Damn, that's
with
fast.
100% of subjects losing consciousness by 12 minutes. Once the individual is unconscious, specimens of SCP-2119 will enter the subject's head via the nostrils or ear canal.
Ew.
Subjects show no distress during this process and will regain consciousness within 5 minutes.
Kill them with fire.
SCP-2119 will only infect unconscious human beings. Instances attempt to conceal themselves and will wait until a potential host succumbs to its sedative effect and will actively flee from those aware of its presence. When contained, SCP-2119 will investigate the limits of its enclosure. When no potential host or escape from its containment is found, the organism will attempt concealment and remain motionless. Specimens do not seem aware of cameras as a means of observation and will ignore most remotely controlled devices. As a result, the organism can be easily collected and stored when not embedded in a human subject. However, individuals not wearing level 3 hazardous material suits that come into close contact with infected subjects have a 14% chance of spontaneous infection without an instance of SCP-2119 physically entering the body.
Wait, what?
As specimens seem to have no observable means of reproduction, how additional instances of SCP-2119 are produced is currently unknown,
Okay.
as is the exact means of transmission between hosts.
They don't have a reproduction system.
Once embedded in a host, SCP-2119 will broadcast a 514.1875 MHz radio signal within a range of approximately 3 kilometers, consisting of a tone, 155.56 Hz, wavelength 222 centimeters, lasting 0.5 seconds at 2-second intervals. It is believed that this signal is used to locate other instances of SCP-2119.
So it basically also has a hive mind, and that's gonna be a close-up of the virus. I don't want to see it. Oh, I'm gonna regret it.
Once a connection has been established, specimens will transmit a continuous stream of tones of variable lengths between instances ranging from 70
So and yes, I'm just looking at the writing right now. I'm not looking at the SCP. Fuck it.
Hz to 1,305 Hz, with wavelengths ranging from 480 to 25 centimeters. To this date, no pattern or code has been discerned, and it is currently unknown if the transmission contains any coherent information or is entirely random. Hosts of SCP-2119 display no other symptoms. There is zero immunoresponse to the presence of the organism. Infected individuals display no anomalous effects, behaviors, or attributes.
Until those 6
Hosts
minutes.
demonstrate no awareness of infection.
Okay.
To date, any attempts to remove SCP-2119 from its host or deactivate it through non-invasive means have resulted in the immediate cessation of all of the host's electrical neurological activity. Once the host is dead, SCP-2119 will exit the body and attempt to conceal itself somewhere in the environment, choosing to exit when there are no humans within close proximity. Until a means of deactivating SCP-2119 without killing the host is possible, containment is an impossibility due to widespread infection. At the date of this writing, individuals are confirmed as being infected and under surveillance, with an estimated cases of infection yet to be discovered. SCP-2119 was discovered at site while exiting from the left ear of D-9934 after he died from multiple self-inflicted stab wounds. At first, thought to be a newly discovered anomalous effect of SCP,
thank God it's gone.
it was later determined that the organism was an unrelated phenomenon and was classified SCP-2119. After testing, it was discovered Foundation staff and D-Class personnel were also infected. Staff were relocated to quarantine facility. D-Class personnel were reassigned to SCP-2119 for study. Incident 2119-14. On a redacted date, all known individuals infected with SCP-2119 simultaneously ceased all movement. Examination showed subjects had extreme muscle rigidity and lacked pupillary response, reflex response, heartbeat, respiration, and brain activity.
Wait, they basically turned them into zombies?
Throughout this event, subjects made simultaneous vocalizations. See transcript 2119. Current theory is that this was an unintentional transmission from the manufacturer of SCP-2119 instances. 7 minutes, 12 seconds after cessation of movement, subjects resumed normal behavior. Individuals showed no signs of injury or tissue damage due to lack of oxygen during the event. Interrogations of subjects led researchers to believe infected individuals are unaware of the event. Throughout the incident, SCP-2119 transmissions increased 312% in complexity. Transcript 2119. Incident 2119-14 redacted. Begin transcript. 1403-12. Subjects infected with SCP-2119 simultaneously cease all movement. Subjects begin quietly murmuring. Researchers conclude this to be the vocal equivalent of ambient noise. 1404-1. Subjects inhale sharply, making a scraping noise with their throats. Researchers conclude this to be the vocal equivalent of the sound of a chair scraping on concrete. 1404-9. Hey, did you see where I left 1797? I had it in the bracket for cleanup and now it's not there. 1404-17. Quieter. Yeah, there was a ton of flashing you missed on the connectors. I put it back in the sol. If Reich sees that kind of shit, he'll have your head, man. Now is not the time to get noticed. Researchers conclude this disparity in volume to be the result of this speaker being farther from the broadcasting unit. 1404-26. Murmuring resumes. 1405-10. Whatever. F that guy. It's not our fault. We built them exactly how he told us to. Evacuate on death. His call, not ours. 1405-20. Quieter. Dude, I get it. All I'm saying is keep your head low and don't f*** up on little shit. I've never seen him this twitchy. 1405-28. Yeah. Grab me a Coke. 1405-35. Subjects make various non-verbal vocalizations. Researchers conclude this to be the vocal equivalent of the sound of a small refrigerator opening and closing. One individual handing another individual an object, a carbonated beverage can being opened, and the sound of a human drinking. 1405-57. Murmuring resumes with occasional clicking sounds. 1409-46. What's with the feed? 1410-20. Oh shit. End transcript. Following Incident 2119-14, the Foundation disseminated reports of a rise in viruses that may cause temporary stroke-like symptoms through major news organizations and social media. SCP-2119 has been upgraded to Keter status, pending the approval of the Object Classification Board. Investigation into the identity of Reich is currently underway. Addendum. As of by order of 05, researchers are to focus on disabling all instances of SCP-2119 simultaneously, using their signal as a means of transmitting a deactivating agent. Due to a lack of viable containment procedure and the possible awareness of the Foundation by an unknown group or entity, the survival of hosts is no longer a priority. This concludes today's lecture. Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
Okay, this has been SCP-2119 by TheVolgun. I'm gonna say I just wasn't paying attention. I was just too disgusted by the insect-like appearance. I have a big insect problem, especially cockroaches. But yeah, interesting the part with the radio frequency. Them talking with radio frequencies on a specific frequency. You think that them knowing they use radio in order to communicate with each other, they'll be able to produce some kind of jammer for the specific frequency they're using in order to hinder their hive mind communication, because this is basically what they are. They're like a hive mind to some degree. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy it. It's been quite interesting, and see you all next time.